Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to the NACAC Rural and Small Town SIG College Spotlight on Vassar College. My name is Rochelle Ehrman. I'm an Assistant Director of Admission at Vassar. Been at Vassar for about 4 years, and I am the Territory Manager for most of New England, as well as parts of upstate New York, and in the past I've also covered the Southwest. Vassar College is is a liberal arts college, a private liberal arts college in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is about 90 miles north of New York City. If you drive straight up the Hudson River, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We have just about 2,450 students, which makes us a larger liberal arts college. Our incoming class size is usually about 680, 685 students. So we are a larger liberal arts school, but we're still definitely a small school. Our average class size is 16 students, and we have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which we'll talk a little bit more about momentarily. But you definitely still get that liberal arts school sense from a larger school like Vassar. Our first generation population is 15%, and about a third of our students self-identify as students of color. And if you include international students, that goes up to about 40%. We have about 22% of our students are Pell eligible, while over 60% of our students do receive need-based financial aid. We do only have need-based financial aid, and we do meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. Our 5 most popular majors are economics, political science, psychology, biology, and English. But you might also be interested to know that our top 10 includes math and theater and international relations. So students really are studying across all spectrums of the curriculum. The 6-year graduation rate is about 91% of students. And something to note about Vassar is that nearly 70% of our students went to public high schools. So we do get a lot of students from all over the country. Our students represent 49 states, Washington, D.C., and over 55 countries around the world. Some important notes about the academics at Vassar. We don't have a core curriculum, and we don't have a distribution requirement or gen ed classes. We have what's called an open curriculum, which means that students aren't told as a first year or a sophomore what classes they have to take or how many of any type of classes they have to take in order to graduate or in order to start their major. Students are really given freedom across the curriculum. We only have 3 very short or very small requirements. The first is the first year writing seminar, which is an introduction to critical reading and writing for our students, but we teach it across 54 classes in 25 departments. So while a student can take it in English and take it as an English class, they don't have to. They can take it in theater or biology or math or German studies or French and Francophone studies. There are a lot of different options, and students can really decide what fits their interests, and they're not all funneled into an English 101 style seminar. It's not a huge class with 500 students. It's the same as our average introductory class, which has between 30 and 35 students in it. So it's definitely a small class. They have to take 1 quantitative class while they're at Vassar. That is a class that uses numbers in a meaningful way. So yes, math and statistics, but it can also be economics. It can be computer science. A lot of students like to take introduction to computer science. A lot of the natural sciences, all the natural sciences as well as psychology have quantitative classes that students can take, so does geography. So if a student is not interested in taking more math classes or really doesn't want to pursue that STEM track, they still have the opportunity to meet that requirement outside of those departments. And we do have a foreign language proficiency requirement. However, students are able to test out of that using SAT or subject tests, AP exams, IB exams, or they can take a placement test when they come to Vassar. That said, about 2/3 of students who can test out still choose to take a language at Vassar because we offer 23 foreign languages, which is quite a lot, especially for a school our size. It does include French, Spanish, German, Italian, ones that students may have taken in high school and wish to continue, but it also includes ones that may be new to them, like Hindi or Hebrew, Swahili, Turkish, Yiddish, Old English, Gaelic. It really runs the gamut, and we really try to make sure that students have the opportunity to take languages that they're interested in. Overall, we offer 51 majors and over 40 minors, as well as what we call an independent program, which is a create your own major program where students are able to work with advisors to make their own program that they're interested in and make sure that they're still meeting all the requirements for graduation. We offer about 1,000 courses on campus every year with a rotation of about 1,200. So there's a lot to choose from. Our students really have a lot of freedom in the kinds of classes they can take across all of our disciplines. That includes all of our fine arts programs. We have programs in art, music, dance, theater, and film. You do not have to audition to be in any of those departments. They are not conservatories. They are not closed to students from other majors. We have students who double major in music and physics and art and geography. You can really do whatever you want with those departments. And if a student wants to take classes but doesn't want to major, they can absolutely do that as well. As I said previously, our average class size is 17 students, and we have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So students really get to know each other in class. They really get to know their professors. It's majority of discussion-based classes. So there's a lot of interaction between students. And we only have 3 classes that have more than 50 students in them, which is pretty cool. One of them is actually orchestra. So I don't know if you count that because you can't have an orchestra with only a couple of students. In addition, Vassar offers 2 dual degree programs, which are 5-year programs. The first is an engineering partnership with Dartmouth College, where students spend their first year and their sophomore year on Vassar's campus, and then junior year off campus at Dartmouth, senior year back at Vassar, where they graduate with their class, and a 5th year at Dartmouth afterwards, where they graduate with a 2nd degree in engineering. And then the second is the public health program, which is new. This will be our first year instituting the public health program with Columbia University, which is a master's in public health, where students spend a 5th year at Columbia after they graduate and get a 2nd degree. Vassar also has a lot of experiential learning opportunities. We are full of opportunities for undergraduate research. Because we're a fully undergraduate institution, there is no competition for working with professors for summer programs with graduate or PhD students. All of these opportunities are just for our undergraduate students, starting very early on in their time at Vassar. We have summer programs through the Undergraduate Research Summer Institute, which is for natural sciences, and the Ford Scholars, which is for the humanities. And those students receive a stipend to live on campus over the summer and conduct their research with professors. We also have year-round research on campus. Every department does research all year round, and they're always looking for students to get involved, and there are no graduate students, so those opportunities all go to our undergraduate students. So students really get to take advantage of that if they want to, but there's no requirement that you do research in order to graduate. We also have a lot of internship opportunities. We have something called Community Engaged Learning, which is an internship for academic credit program that allows students to go out into the community for up to 4 credits towards graduation. You need 32 credits to graduate, so it's equivalent to about a semester's worth of credits, mostly done in our local community, but also done in New York City. About 10% of them are done in New York City, and a few are done up in Albany, but the majority of them are done in Poughkeepsie and the local area. We have students who work with the district attorney's office, with the public defender's office, at the Poughkeepsie Journal, which is our local newspaper. We also have partnerships with the local hospitals for students who are interested in medicine. We've also had students work in the local schools. So there's a lot of different kinds of opportunities for students. You can also work with the Career Development Office for getting internships over the summer, off campus, back at home, and those are generally either unpaid internships or paid internships, but they're not for academic credit. We do offer a lot of study away opportunities. About half of our students study away while they're at Vassar. We have 10 of our own programs led by our faculty, and we have over 150 approved independent programs. For all of those programs, you are guaranteed your financial aid to transfer with you. It'll never cost more to be off campus than on campus, and you are guaranteed your credits to transfer back to towards graduation so that you will graduate on time. You can go abroad for up to 2 semesters from second semester of sophomore year through first semester of senior year. So that's 4 semesters, and they can go abroad for up to 2 of them. And then starting this past year, we introduced a new part of our curriculum called intensives, which are innovative hands-on opportunities for students outside of the classroom, working very closely with professors and a few other students, and can often include field work or working in the local area. One example is a biology class that does work out on the Vassar Farm and Ecological Preserve, which is part of our campus, doing research on ecology. So there's a lot of opportunities for this within every department. They're all required to offer it. So there are a lot of different kinds of intensives that students can participate in, and it's really based on their personal interests. A little bit more about our campus and our campus life. As I said earlier, we are 90 miles north of New York City, and it is easily accessible by train. We are on the Amtrak line and the Hudson line of Metro North, which is a commuter train line. We have a 1,000-acre campus. Half of that is the Vassar Farm and Ecological Preserve, which I mentioned, which includes 7 miles of cross-country trails, the rugby field, the working farm, which is run by the Poughkeepsie Farm Project and does provide food for dining services, and the Ecological Preserve, which is open for anybody to use and also has a field station for students who are interested in doing research. The other half is the rest of our campus with all of our dorms and our class spaces. 98% of our students live on campus. We are fully residential, guaranteed for 4 years. There are 9 dorms on campus. We do not separate housing by class year, so there's no first year dorms, no sophomore dorms. It's all students mixed together. The only exception really is the senior housing, which is for seniors but also juniors, so it's not even exclusively senior housing. There are juniors who live there as well. The dorms are all co-ed except for one, which is for all female identifying or non-binary students. And senior housing is sort of a townhouse or apartment style living. So we call it apartment on training wheels. All students are on an unlimited meal plan, so they can go to the main dining hall as many times a day as they want. They also get 4 swipes a day, so 1 every 3 hours or 1 every 4 hours at the other dining options on campus, which include the retreat, which is a la carte. You can go to the cafe in the bridge, which is sort of like a Starbucks, and you can also go to the food truck on campus, as well as Express. So there are a lot of options for students if they don't want to eat in the dining hall and want to go somewhere else on campus. We have over 150 clubs and organizations on campus, run by students through the VSA, the Vassar Student Association, which is every student is automatically a member of VSA. Obviously, it does have a governing board because 2,450 students could not all make a decision together. So it does have a governing board, but every student is considered to be a member. Our clubs and organizations range from club sports, which includes horseback riding, equestrian, the ultimate frisbee team, the sailing teams, the ski team, but we also have ethnic and religious organizations. We have community service organizations, which are a huge swath of our student body. Clubs and orgs are volunteer-based. And students are really, really active in them. Often students are active in 2 or 3 different clubs at least. We also have 23 Division III varsity sports, and we are a member of the Liberty League. Our sports do recruit, so if students are interested, they can be recruited to play. We offer 2 fly-in programs. The Vassar View is in the fall, and it is open to any senior who wants to apply. There is an application process because we can't accommodate all of the hundreds of students who wish to come, unfortunately. And then in the spring, we have something called Focus on Vassar, which is for admitted students. These are weekend-long programs that include the opportunity to live in the dorm with host students and eat at the dining halls, as well as attend a class. So it's a really immersive experience, and the students also get to attend our Discover Vassar event in the fall and the Admitted Student Open House in the spring. We offer travel funds for these fly-in programs. These fly-in programs are open to any student who identifies as a student of color, a low-income student, or a first-generation college student. You can see here our virtual tour link, as well as the email to contact us in the office. We are if students are interested in learning more about Vassar, we really advise them to fill out the contact form so they can get our emails and really get in touch with us. All of our emails are also on our website, and we're happy to talk to students from our regions. In terms of student support, we have a lot of support on our campus for students. One of the biggest ones is transitions. Transitions is open to any student from a traditionally underrepresented background, students of color, first generation college students, low income students, and they work with students for all 4 years, starting with the Foundations Pre-Orientation Program, which is about a week or so before orientation campus to do a lot of different activities and events. They get to explore the local area, and there are trips to Target, and there are also, learning opportunities on the campus as part of that program as well. And Transitions continues programming all the way through until you graduate. Those include community dinners, often throughout the year for all 4 class years. They also involve things for specific class years, like for the seniors in the fall when they have a networking event to teach students how to network, and they invite, alums, people from the local community, as well as faculty and staff. And we also have a program called Summer Immersion in the Liberal Arts, which is going to be virtual this year. Last year it was on our campus. This year it is going to be virtual, but it is a learning opportunity, essentially an introductory class to help students really learn how to engage in the liberal arts and how our classes run on our campus. We really encourage counselors, students, anybody who's interested in learning more about Vassar to reach out to us at admissions@vassar.edu, and you can also email askastudent@vassar.edu, which does connect you with current students. In terms of admissions, we are on the Common App, the Coalition app, and we are a QuestBridge partner school, so students can use any of those 3 or all 3 of them to apply to Vassar. Our early decision 1 deadline is November 15th. Regular decision and early decision 2 are both January 1st. Decisions are released for ED1 about mid-December, early February for ED2, and late March for regular decision. We are going to be ACT, SAT optional for the 2020-2021 cycle, so this coming year for the class of 2025. We do offer application fee waivers. All a student has to do is select on the Common App that they request a waiver, and we'll grant it for the student. We, as I mentioned earlier, we meet 100% of demonstrated financial need, so we don't offer any merit aid, but we are need blind for all U.S. citizens and permanent residents. We do not consider their ability to pay in the application process. We are need aware for international students or non-citizens. However, any student who's admitted, we guarantee to meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. Thank you so much for watching this video and learning more about Vassar. Please feel free to reach out to me, to the admission office. Please follow any of our social media. We are happy to answer questions. We are happy to engage with you at any time. We're really excited to get students from every part of the country, and we're really dedicated to diversity and expanding our reach at Vassar. So I would love to connect with any of you if you're interested. Thank you so much.